Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Football Manager. First episode of Football Manager. We're going to be starting a new career on here, and we're going to start going through so many seasons. We have got a 1986 database. We are going to go all the way up to modern day. We're going to try and set some new records, try and get some new superstars, see if we can take out some superstars we didn't like in the past. But basically, we're going to start with Southampton here. The reason for Southampton, they're a middle of the road first division side. They're pretty decent. They've got a nice team here. They've got a very old Peter Shilton, 36 years old. Quality goalkeeper. We've also got Andy Townsend, who I think is a commentator now or a pundit. Danny Wallace as well. So, yep, that's it's a decent team. It's a decent team. But more importantly is what they've got in their youth team. You see, we're going to start it off. And we've got in the youth team a 15-year-old Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer, of course, becoming the greatest Premier League striker, at least the greatest Premier League goal scorer, setting the record, I think 256, something like that. We're going to try and smash that. Now, we're starting in 1985-86, I believe. So it's going to be 6 years until the Premier League starts. So we've got 6 years to turn him into a monster and then just unleash him on this alternate reality Premier League. We're going to try and keep him at Southampton. That's the main thing. And then, when he leaves, maybe we look at trying to get Harry Kane in and see if we can break whatever record we've set with Shearer with Harry Kane. As a Spurs fan, that will make me happy. Right, so Southampton players in the last... Oh, okay. We want Peter Shilton. He's good enough to definitely be a part. Would you take 43 and also remove the highest earner clause? 59. Can we squeeze some room in the budget for him? If I take that all the way down, 49.5? Oh, okay, that's fine. I want Peter Shilton. I do like Peter Shilton a lot, and it's good to just have that goalkeeper in. I'm assuming he's not just going to retire. Here's hoping. But we do also have Tim Flowers in the background, which... Was he Blackburn player? Leeds for a little bit as well. There's going to be some players that I know, some players that I don't. I believe... Unwilling to enter negotiation. Ooh. Joe Jordan? It's not the dude that owns Crystal Palace, is it? Anyway, yeah, there's going to be a lot of that in here. So, let's see, first of all, what we're going to be doing in terms of formation. So, first of all, actually, let's grab the reports we've got here. So, who's our highest? Got a Neil Maddison here who looks... I mean, he looks a bit rubbish, but he's got really high potential. I mean, it's just this group here. Alan Shearer, you're being put... I'm actually going to lock him in. Matt Latisse as well. He's a legend. Penalty's only 16? Nah. Penalty's 20, gotta be. Tim Flowers is a ready-made replacement for... If we can get 2 seasons out of Shilton, world-class goalkeeper, and then shove Flowers in there, I think that'll be fantastic. So that's pretty much all sorted then, goalkeepers-wise. Now, Matt Latisse is always going to be in that hole there. It's not exactly the... He's slow as balls, is the nicest way of putting it. Flair 20, but vision 16, passing 15... I'm surprised it's on attack. I wouldn't mind him being on support. But I suppose the attack finishing 15, that is pretty decent. First touch 9. And he is going to get better. But Alan Shearer, I mean, at 15, yeah, all right. He's already 6 foot. So who else we got? We got a good centre-back here. Mark Wright. Andy Townsend, he is going to play... Okay, so where are the wingers? We've got a Danny Wallace. He's good. 5'5". Right-footed inside forward. But at the same time, no backup. Like, we've got no... So we've got the best players in here at the moment. We've got Danny Wallace. He is one of the better players. Gordon Hobson. Ew. Nick Holmes on the left, but we don't have another left. So actually, I think what I'm probably going to do, because we've got Jimmy Case, Glenn Cockrell, they're both pretty good. David Armstrong. Okay, we're going to have to go wingerless. It's got to be some form of... let's not load. I have nothing to load. I don't save tactics. You're going to very quickly learn. I ain't great at this game. I love it. I love it to death, but I'm not good at it. I just do kind of my own thing. You know what? That's actually pretty much what I was thinking. The old 4-2-2-2-2-2-2. That would be the other one, because I want two strikers. I'm going to put in Alan Shearer, definitely. Okay, let's try it with this one. Let's see what we can make with this. So, got Peter Shilton, fantastic. Jerry Forrest, he is a complete wing-back. Interesting. So no wingers, but we might be able to play around with some wing-backs to use for the width. So we're not necessarily stuck to a narrow formation. Ooh. When our third best centre-back is somebody that is very clearly a left winger, left back, it ain't great. So let's just stick him in there, Nick Holmes in there, Andy Townsend, Segundo Volante I'm not sure about. But this is what I like to do. I like to just piece together the team, and we'll see then what we've kind of got. Colin Clark, target forward. I'm not liking the 5'11", but 17 strength, 13 heading. And then we do have a backup 6'1" with 18 heading. Okay, so I think we're definitely playing with a target forward there. A target forward and Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer pressing forward is what I would put him down as. Okay, so realistically, we can either put Alan Shearer up front on his own, but I think that might be too much there. I mean, I love the aggression 18, determination 18, flair. I'm surprised at that. Don't really see Alan Shearer as a flair player. I think I definitely want two up front. And we'll use this guy back here. So actually, it might be best to do this and then have a target forward. Oh, Colin Clark. Let's see, he's right-footed. Shearer, both. Decent on both, okay. And then we can play around with this. So we're going to have centre midfield, attack, Metzala. So we're definitely going to want to play long ball. We've got two strong guys up there. And then Latisse can... Ooh. What are the... Right, we could retrain. So we would need, for a deep lying forward, we would need 15 finishing, 12. So we need finishing, first touch, passing, technique, vision, anticipation. Latisse, 15, first touch, passing, technique, vision, anticipation. He's a striker. We're going to turn him into a striker. So we're going to train him to death, and we're going to turn him into a deep lying forward. So he's still going to fill that same role, but I feel like we're going to get a little bit more out of him. And what we can do is have Clark in the middle, bang it up to the big man. Armstrong, you are left-footed. That is fantastic. So he can be... No, hang on. He can be over there. He can have the deep line forward there. So he'll sink into this sort of area. Good on both feet. And to provide a little bit of width on this side, we'll have the Metzala drifting out here. He fills this side. And then on the other bit here, we got Case, ball-winning midfielder. Fantastic. Awesome. So, if we have... Now, he wants to bomb up the wing, but I don't think we got a strong enough defence to really warrant that. To me, that doesn't look solid enough defensively. I mean, we can play around with it, but... So, we're playing long ball. At least for the first few seasons we are. Latisse goes in here. Shearer up. Clark up. I'm going to need you to be our central focal point. So... I want you to hold the position as much as you can. I want you central up, and we're just going to bang it up to you, and you can nod it left and right. And, yeah, hopefully that'll work. This guy... Oh, actually, you know what? Is that going to work? There's a chance this could actually work half decently. Because he can stay back. We'll have him on defend. Can't have a wide centre-back there. That's fine. He's going to bomb up this bit. He's going to stay around here. He's going to stay there. They're going to stay. He's going to stay. So we're going to have a back three with an anchor in front. He's bombing up and down this bit. And he's going to be connecting here with him. So, we'll stick with the balance. So, in possession, we are going to want to be... No, we'll probably want to be quite compact. We won't be passing it into space. We're going to be knocking it straight on. So we're going to play out of defence, but is that a good idea? We don't have a playmaker in the team, so there's not going to be anyone that's specifically taking charge. We're going to make the passing directness up higher, because I do just want it to be long ball, but not too long ball. So be more disciplined, just try and stick to your positions here. We'll keep it simple. I think we'll keep it simple. Less is more, some might say. However, when we do lose possession, I do want these guys to press quite high up. Yeah, we'll go for those snappy responses, because I want these guys to be involved a lot. And when the goalkeeper's got it, just dip it out to the target man. And he'll flick it on. I'm expecting lots of assists from Clark, not necessarily goals. That's fine. Distribution type, you can do kind of whatever you want. And I'd like a high level of engagement. And just a standard line there. I want the front three to be pressuring them. And these guys are not going to be exactly drifting out of position too much. So I see that as being fairly solid-ish. This is what he says. So, in effect, what we are going to be doing is locking in Shearer, locking in Latisse. Nobody else needs to be locked in. That is, locking in two youngsters at the same time in a season, especially your first season, is a bit dodgy. And I do want to retrain Mr. Latisse. Where are we? Training. And I want to train him as a deep lying forward on support. So he's just going to drift around. And we will... what have we got here that could help out? Final third, composure, decisions. Let's get the passing. I want him to be getting assists too. I basically want to set up Shearer to score everything. But that is us at the moment. So we can now have a look as well at some of the other legends of the game that are here. Let's turn the, whether they're interested or not, off. Go for the old Billy Bonds. Bloody hell. Name from the past. Trevor Cherry, ex-Leeds player, I believe. Yep, Leeds. Wow, okay. I mean, this is going to be part of the fun for me, is just going through all of the older players and just seeing who we can kind of find here. Let's see, who is biggest world reputation? Diego Maradona. There you go. At the age of 25. A 25-year-old Diego. Yep, yeah, I don't think I'll be able to buy him. Let's ask his agent. Let's ask, does he want to come to Southampton? He doesn't want to join Southampton under any circumstances, and Parthenope, who are Napoli, will want somewhere between 195 million and 235 million. Okay, so we'll stick a pin in that. Michael Platini? Zico? Socrates? Jesus. Gary Lineker, 25 years old. Oh, that would be good if I can get him at some point. Glenn Hoddle. My aim is to try and get some of these guys like when they're in their 30s and a bit cheaper. I am a sucker for a Kenny Dalglish. I'm a sucker for like a nostalgic team, even if it's not the best team that they could be. So yes, so we are not going to be getting anyone else this time, I believe. 151k. Anyone that's free? Wait, is that the entire list of people that are on a free? Wait, Nigel Martin? Yeah, all right. He was actually a really good goalkeeper. He played for England. He was Leeds goalkeeper, I believe. Thank you very much. We'll have you. Tony Agana. 6 foot. I mean, jumping reach 17, heading 17, but strength of 9. Weymouth. I mean, he scored 15 goals for Weymouth. Credit where credit's due. That's what we got here. I'm wondering if it's maybe because their clubs just aren't in the game, so they've made them free transfers. But from what I see, doesn't seem to be any... Well, actually, he's not bad. In fact, I dare say he's pretty damn good. We'll bring in a suitable player. I don't have enough money to bring in a suitable player for you. You either come to Southampton or you don't. Simple as that. I can't pay a 1 million signing on fee. Never mind. I decline to meet the press. I will set these up at some point where my staff will just be taking over, because I don't need any of that. As I said, I am not good at the game. Set piece introduction. Again, I will do this properly at some point, but it's going to be a long old process. So, in fact, what I'll probably do is I'm going to get everything set up, and then we will simulate our first season and see where the dream team of Shearer and Latisse can take us on season 1. So, yeah, we'll be right back. Well, we had the season. 9th place. I think that's pretty solid, to be fair. I think that's very solid. We did lose quite a few games, and we did concede quite a few goals. 70 goals, -6 goal difference. I mean, it was a season. Let's have a look at what we were at there. So we had a hell of a start. 2-0 Norwich, 1-0 Liverpool, 2-1 Man United. I thought I'd smashed it. Alan Shearer, winner at Old Trafford at 16 years old. Then the results changed. And as the results changed, I had to change formation. The Latisse on deep lying forward didn't work. Everton 7-1, very much proof of that. And then losing 4-1 to Man City, who are not the juggernauts that they are now. This is very early on. So it was a mixed season. We had a lot of losses, fairly heavy losses. A lot of high-scoring draws. Happy with the amount of goals we scored. But I mean, 4-2 down here and then a 91st, 96th minute to get the draw, scraping there, losing 4-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. Colin Clark having over 26 goals. Alan Shearer got 10, I think, on his... Yeah, he got 10 in 46 as a 15, 16-year-old. Very happy with that. 26 goals overall for Colin Clark. Big man up front. Now, that's the first season. First season's good. First season I have to keep who I've got there. This is the second season. This is where I get to put my stamp on the team. And stamp I did. As... where are we? So, oh yes, that's right. I bought Davor Suker in January. Thought that'd be a fairly decent. Also got Marcel Desailly and Graham Lasso in on loan. Small fees to pay, just to help us get through the season because our squad was thin in quality. But then this summer, well, Gabriel Batistuta, because why would you not? That's just. I mean, yeah, okay, he's 18 years old. We bought him from Newell's in Argentina. 6 goals in 7 starts, 18 overall substitute appearances. Then we got David Weir, young centre-back, lots of potential. Colin Hendry, big Premier League player. And again, just sent him back on loan to Hearts as well, just to finish out their season. Andy Gorham. Now, we had a big problem because Peter Shilton decided that he didn't want to play football anymore at the age of 37. So, we had to get in a player to team up with Tim Flowers and be our goalkeepers this season. Then we've got Steve Bruce. Big man Bruce, central defence, going to be one of our big cogs. David Batty, young Leeds player there. He's got a ton of potential. He played played a hell of a lot in the Premier League, actually. Chris Coleman, centre-back. Dennis Irwin, my personal favourite fullback of the Premier League era. Very, very underrated. Very, very. Very underrated by supporters, I feel. But by the actual football teams, I think he was very well respected. He's going to be our left back, and then Lee Dixon, right back. Pains me. It does pain me as a Tottenham fan. But he's a good player. Then we just let a bunch of people go that didn't want to be here. Unfortunately, Mark Wright was one we did want to keep, but he had no interest in signing a contract and has gone to Stuttgart. Screw him. Right, so our tactic this season is going to be this. Now, we got this Neil Maddison in midfield. He can go pretty much anywhere, but he's got very high potential. So we're going to lock him in. And then we're going to play Gabriel Batistuta and Alan Shearer up front, which is just dreams. But Colin Clark had such a good season that we can't leave him out. So the 5'11" target forward is going to be our target man there. We are playing very direct. Hit early crosses in, just get it into him. We're not playing that wide, so I imagine the crosses thing isn't going to be that needed. We're going to be disciplined. I'd say we don't need to play for set pieces. I don't think so. But a higher tempo, more direct in transition. We will press them when we lose the ball. We're going to knock it up to the target forward, Colin Clark, who, I mean, he'll be knocking it side to side to Alan Shearer and Batistuta. I'm expecting Colin to not get goals necessarily, but to get a ton of assists, and these two to really kick off. They are both young, so it might still be a more difficult season for us this season. We got Irwin. I want him bombing down that left. Dixon's more of a defensive player, so we've got Townsend on anchor just to try and fill in this spot here. As far as these guys, central defender, I don't want them coming out that much, so I don't really want them to be a stopper. However, I'm happy having Spasic as a no-nonsense centre-back. So we've got a lot of potential here. Alan Shearer, 16 years old, pressing forward. He's the main guy. He's the one that I want to be kicking on. So what I've done here as well, it's not formatted that great, but we've got appearances, goals, assists for this season, and then I've got all-time appearances and all-time goals, and that's what I want to keep track on. So all-time appearances, 46 and 10, 23 and 6. We're going to have a battle between Alan Shearer and Gabriel Batistuta, because if I have my way, they're going to be staying here for like 10 years plus. But that's going to be the team. Now, I am going to be removing most of these because I don't need to lock that many in, and I find when you lock them in, they start being played when they are injured, and so the only ones I'm doing here are Neil Maddison, because I do want to see what he can become, Alan Shearer, and Gabriel Batistuta. Now we've got some friendlies to play. No test. Oh, Holmes testimonial. Who's Holmes? Free agent. Wow. So we released the guy and then gave him a testimonial. Are we the bad guys? I think we are. But yes, that is going to be our transfer. Oh, yes, I forgot. We got Roberto Di Matteo. We managed to get him on a free. He was an amateur contract, but we're not allowed to sign him over until next season. That's fine. We've also got another young player here who I didn't sign him. Somebody else has signed him. But then Asprilla. I'm pretty sure this guy plays for Newcastle at some point, Asprilla. But he's lively. And then we've currently got a bid in for Jens Lehmann. I'm going to see what they say about that. Nice goalkeeper, Invincibles. And yeah, let's see where this new season takes us with Shearer and Batistuta. Well, second season, not perfect. We finished in 11th place. That is, whereabouts were we supposed to finish in this division? We were... Well, that's our past positions. I mean, we kind of hovered around the middle, but we did get as high as 6th on multiple occasions. Would have been nice to try and keep that. We were slated for 12th. So we finished pretty much there. But when you look at this, like, we started off pretty decent. We're probably about 8th, 9th in terms of results here. January absolutely smashed it. 5 wins, 2 draws, no losses. And then, just look at this. Everything from February. I only won 3 games, February to May. Yeah, losing tons. Still scoring. You know, we got some goals in there as we were going, but we're just capitulating at the back. So I think we've got to try and get a tighter back line. I mean, I was kind of hoping that this little compact pyramid at the back would be enough to stave off, but perhaps we'll have to rearrange that a little bit. As far as goals, actually I was going to check the ages. So in terms of players that are okay, so realistically we're looking at these 4 going soon, 28 plus, but everyone else, Steve Bruce being the oldest as a centre-back. We know how good he is. Well, the champions Everton want him, so yeah. Colin Clark, 25, and he's our regular starter. Then we got 24s, 23s, going down into regular starters, Batistuta, Alan Shearer, still teenagers. So as long as we can keep the side as it is now, I think we'll be okay as the players hit their prime. but we do still need to try and add a few bits to it. What are we looking for? Goals. So we've got 20 goals for Batistuta. Solid. Actually, very good, really. 20 goals in 38 games with 8 assists. Colin Clark, 20 goals, 35 starts, 5 assists. Danny Wallace, 15 goals, 5 assists. Wasn't expecting him to be playing up front, if I'm honest with you. It seems like he's getting in the team before Davor Suker as a substitute. We've got Alan Shearer as well. Only 7 goals in 36 starts. Probably would want that to get a lot higher. Hopefully next season add 10 to that, please. Dennis Irwin, 6 goals, 10 assists. Like that. Then underneath that, not really much. Lee Dixon, 7 assists, quite good. So yeah, I guess we're going to have to. Well, actually, let's check the competitions. 5th round by Everton, who are the champions. That's not bad. Football League 3rd by Coventry. Where are they? 18th. Oof. Okay, so we really didn't do well, but we are maintaining what is expected of us while our youngsters are coming through. Speaking of youngsters coming through, do we have anyone of interest? Drew Morrissey. Right back. Okay, not bad. Steve Harper. I'm trying to see if I recognise any of them. Don't think so, at least not for me personally. Right, with that in mind, do we have anyone in the under-21s that might be able to take a step up? We got Faustino Esprilla, Andy Kirk, Nigel Martin. I don't know why this game doesn't seem to rate Nigel Martin at all. He was a Premier League regular for Leeds. Like he's a good goalkeeper. He played for England many times. So I don't know why they're not giving him a decent score. But let's see what we can try and bring in over the summer. Hopefully improve our side a little bit more. Okay, so we have got the transfer window done and dusted for us, I believe. We have brought in quite a few people. So starting off with Oliver Bierhoff, another target forward who, to be quite honest, probably is not going to replace Clark, but is going to be a nice second if he gets injured. 6'3", 16 strength, 15 jumping reach, 14 heading, and it's Oliver Bierhoff. Bit of a legend. Talking of legends, this guy's crap. Massimo Taibbi. He is Man United's goalkeeper from the mid-2000s, I think, when they were trying to replace Peter Schmeichel. And this guy came in and, I mean, I will always remember against Southampton, actually, Matt Letizier's long-distance drive that was barely moving, and it went through his legs. Classic clip, if anyone wants to look that up. But he's going to reclaim himself here. We've brought him in for literally no reason other than because it's funny. Lars Olsen. Very good centre-back from Rangers. Leadership 20, anticipation 19, concentration 18. All the mental statistics in the world. And then Thomas Linka, who is one for the future, but already great stats where he needs them. 14 heading, 16 tackling. 6 foot, great potential. And then the classic Roberto Di Matteo. Picked him up for free. He was on an amateur contract in Switzerland. So yeah, he's hopefully in the future going to be our little box-to-box midfielder. I'm going to might retrain him to try and be. I don't know what he's. Yeah, he's fairly decent as a box-to-box midfielder already. So we're probably going to try and chuck him in there. That was before the season changeover. Then we carried it on, getting Frank de Boer. And not only that, but his brother, Ronald de Boer. They're going to be joining our team. I think they've both gone out on loan. Or at least I'm trying to set them up for loans. But yeah, got them both from Ajax, roughly 3 and a bit million each. Dan Petrescu, I believe Chelsea winger later on in life. But we've got him. He's going to be a second in command to Lee Dixon and is going to be probably better than him, actually, eventually. Maybe we go for a proper 3 at the back eventually with complete wing backs up each pathway. Ravanelli, 6'2". He is what he is. Great potential. Gary Speed, Premier League legend. I can't remember what year it was up to now, but it was only him and Ryan Giggs they were the only players that had scored in every single Premier League season. Yeah, he's a fantastic player. Teddy Sheringham, not that great in this, but I feel he could probably do a job. Plus, it's the name, isn't it? 19 leadership, 20 natural fitness. He's going to be Italy's 50. And we've just got in as a little bit of cover here because I was running a little low on defensive midfielders and midfielders in general. We just got Pavel Yakovenko, whoever he is. I'm sure he's a great player. He's got a card, so we've loaned him, and he is joining eventually for 2.7 million, 3.2 total. Now, we've sent some people off on loan. Dan Petrescu's on loan, Ravanelli's on loan, Gary Speed's on loan. David Weir, who continues to be an excellent-looking centre-back, he's going to be coming back. By the time these players come back, I've got a feeling I might put in a 3 at the back system. Something along this line. Saguna Volanta going up there. And then just have these bad boys on full-on attack until I can get some decent wingers, basically. And then we're going to focus play down the left and right, sling it in for the big man in the middle. But I'm not quite there with the centre-backs just yet. We've got a decent amount, but they're not ready for 3 at the back just yet. So we remain at... Okay, let's not go complete fullback. Let's make sure I actually put it back to where it was, because knowing me, I'd forget. Right. Ball winning midfielder and centre midfield. Support, right. So I'm going to lock in Alan Shearer because I don't want Danny Wallace taking his place. No offence, Danny. These two I think are shoe-in for starting spots, so I just want to put in Alan Shearer, make sure he gets goals. We've got Oliver Bierhoff as a Colin Clark replacement. Davos Suker can fit in wherever with Batistuta or Shearer. We've also got Sheringham. 3 at the front. I want at least 6 strikers. Might be thinking about getting rid of Danny Wallace soon. See, Wally's still got a lot of potential. So we will see. Let's see what Season 3 has in store for us. And hopefully we can actually, before we go, 11th again. They're slating us to be 11th. There's this whole group of 100 to 1s, and we're the top of them. I reckon we can beat that. I want to try and be hovering around 7th, 8th. Because I reckon this is going to be a breakthrough season for Shearer, Batistuta, and wing-backs. So they're going to go up a little bit, but I've got this defensive duo here. And it's going to be Operation Bang the Ball Up. Let's see what Season 3 entails. Okay, so coming back to this season, it didn't go fantastic. Slated to finish around 11th, 12th. We ended up finishing 13th. Nobody at the club is particularly happy with us at the moment. Working within this wage budget, we are struggling to do that. We are growing the club's reputation, but we aren't really finishing in the top half. As far as the season goes, 21 goals for Batistuta. He's doing great. 1 goal every 2 games for a mid-table side. Very good. Alan Shearer, 14 goals in 42. Not setting the world alight, but with the 10 assists, I'll take it. In fact, actually, they got the same goal contributions because of that, which is quite good. Colin Clark, 8 in 33. Maybe we've seen the best of him. Might have to look at getting rid. Danny Wallace, 8 and 15 assists. I think we have been sleeping on him a little bit. We need to try and work something out. I've been playing around with formations, just trying to see what might work with the group we've got. I think I've got to make a couple more signings. But I might want to start using Danny Wallace a little bit more. especially on this wing here. Maybe even something like that. Focus it down the right-hand side. But we'll have a little play with it. In terms of transfers at the moment, it's not all done yet. But, although I've got next to nothing, I'll be looking at making a few sales because we have bought Gareth Southgate and Gary Pallister. We are looking at going 3 in the back. So we've got Pallister, Bruce. Obviously, this isn't going to be their starting positions and roles, but we've got a nice solid group there. Pallister, I think, will be the central cog. May even have him on cover. And yeah, so we've got a nice strong back 3. Then we've got Dixon on the right and Irwin on the left. I don't usually play a flat back 5. I find it very negative. But I think at the moment, with the players we've got, until I can get another wing back, because ideally, I'd very much like to have something like this. Let's see, can we fit anything together here? So, Yarmolenko, he's not really an attacker. Got Dixon, Andy Cook on the left. But realistically, I want to make Dennis Irwin. Maybe we go for Dennis Irwin and try and train him up as a wing-back. Just have a wing-back support. Take control of that training. And I would like him to work on some crossing. Because I want Dennis Irwin in the side, 100%. I don't want him losing out. So we're going to lock him in. Then the 3 here. Now, obviously, we've got Townsend, who's an excellent player. And then we've got David Batty. And then Yakovenko, who is nice to have in there. So we're not going to go long ball. Batistuta pressing forward. He is best at. Shearer can be a poacher. I'm going to turn him into a poacher. Batistuta presses, and Shearer, I just want goals, man. Goals. Lee Dixon, he is going to be good there. And yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be the team. We're going to try and make a few sales. And we're going to see if we can generate a little bit of strength in the bench. Because right now it's looking pretty thin. I think this would be a good station to work from. If we go on to support here, and so I'm going to change his training as well, just to make sure he does keep up with that. Wing back support. And I want you to work on crossing. You are already a very, very good defender. A little bit of extra crossing. And yeah, and then it's just a solid little unit in the center. I ideally want somebody to go there that's actually attacking, can support the attack. But we're going to have an attacking width that's fairly wide. And oh, can I change him to a deep line playmaker? Right. Deep line playmaker. So he's just going to sit here and do his stuff. But actually, let's go. Okay, there we go. So he's just going to sit here, win the ball, lay it off to Yakovenko. Yakovenko is then going to spread the play to the wingers. So I want to focus play down the middle, but then I want to have overlapping rights and lefts. We can hit early crosses in. How tall are these guys? Alan Shearer, 6'1". Jesus. I had no idea he was that tall. And Batistuta 6 foot. So we've got a big pair up front. And then we've got Bruce, Pallister, and Olsen. We'll have a look at their... probably not a ball player. Just keep things nice and simple back there. He's right-footed. Olsen's right-footed. Pallister, right-footed. Very weak left foot. But got everything in the right positions. That's what we need. In terms of transition, counter press as soon as we lose the ball, and when we have won the ball, we will counter. We're not going to distribute it to the target forward. We are instead going to distribute it to the playmaker. I don't care how you distribute it, to be perfectly honest with you. And as for this, standard defensive line, yeah, we'll keep a high press there, and no, we're going to go with standard defensive line. Just get stuck in, prevent short balls from the goalkeeper, trigger the press, go after them a little bit more. Right. I think that's probably what we're going to settle with this season. I am definitely going to lock in. Oh, do I need to? Shearer and Batistuta are the big boys. So if I go on best 11, I need to lock in Dennis Irwin, 100%. But Shearer and Batistuta are in there. Awesome. Now, what we just need to do is go into the other teams here and just see if there is anyone we can get into the main team. So we've got some loanees coming back, which is going to be good. Roberto Di Matteo, you can go straight into the first team. Ravanelli can. Ronald de Boer. Advanced playmaker. Let's leave. No. Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. And Drew Morrissey, can you play right wing back? Well, it says here you can become an absolute superstar. So let's start training you as a right wing back, and you can hopefully be my second. Let's just keep him on what he was actually working on. And yeah. Okay. We'll leave him in the reserves for now, but it's good to know that we have another right wing back hopefully coming up. And as far as an actual ability, Ricardo Bowie, 6 foot, Nicky Banger. Okay, that will be fine. So we're going to finish off the transfer window. We'll see what comes of next season. Hopefully a little bit better. Okay, we've gone a little bit crazy towards the latter end of the transfer window. The season hasn't quite started, but is just about to. Had a nice pre-season, destroying most of China, and then a surprise 1-0 win against Napoli, actually. Very happy with that. But for our transfer history, we've been getting a few people out the door. We've got Nigel Martin went out. He's just not rated in this game at all. Danny Wallace, big name. He is on loan with an optional fee of 14.7 million. God, I hope they take that. Asprilla, this is a weird one. I bought him in on free, and he hasn't played. He went on loan and did bang average. And Tottenham, 6.5, potentially up to 16 million. Very happy to take that money off them. Then we got Jason Dobb was one I didn't want to lose. He's a good player, right back. Was going to train him as a right wing back. Shame I lost him for not much money, but $1 million in the pot. Then Colin Clark as well. So optional fee of 14.5 million that does raise to 27. So it could be a nice payday there in the future. The other main one as well, Davor Suker. Left him on loan, Blackburn. Hopefully going to play as a regular starter there, get some nice stats and get some nice boosts. He's already looking a decent player. 21 years old. I need him to pick up the pace and start in the next 2 seasons. I need to see him all going up, because by the time you're 23, 24, it might be a little bit too late. But that allowed us to bring in Philip Koku. Fantastic player, only 18, looks this good already. Is going to be able to play. Basically, when we switch over to a deep line playmaker and things like that, he is going to be fantastic. Then we got Cafu, just casually, Cafu. I am training him to be a right wing back at the moment, and then we're just going to have him as the second to Lee Dixon. When Lee Dixon retires, this dude just takes over straight away. Then Edwin van der Sar. Hey, Man United get him, and he's the best goalkeeper in the world, and when he's like 32 plus. Yeah, we've got him at 18. Let's see if we can keep him for as long as we possibly can, and we don't have to touch the goalkeeper position. Then we've got Clive Wilson. Nothing that special, although a solid first division left wing back. He is basically just going to be cover, because we have got this. We've got Dennis Irwin. I've locked him in because otherwise they might put Lee Dixon and then Petrescu on the right, whereas I want Irwin and then Wilson as a second. Then we are going to have Lee Dixon here, Petrescu, and we've got Cafu, although he's not a good right wing back at the moment. He is in training, and yeah, eventually he'll take over. So that's pretty much where we're up to at the moment. We've got, if I click best 11, interesting, they put Clive Wilson above Dennis Irwin. I'm still locking in Dennis Irwin. So this is kind of what we're looking at. Dixon on the right, Irwin on the left, Townsend. Not sure about David Batty being in that position. I might lock in Gary Speed, actually. It's about time he got some game time. Or Roberto Di Matteo, who's a Metzala. I don't really want a Metzala there. Don't want him roaming wide. Box to box might be good. See, this is something I really wish that the next game has. I'd really, really like to see being able to put in... Oh, hang on. We put him as a halfback. Him as a ball-winning midfield... Yeah, ball-winning midfielder. And then we have the playmaker who they're all going towards. That should be good. So yeah, I'm really hoping that they put like it's kind of a weird game to reference, but Final Fantasy has a gambit system where you're able to say, when this happens, do this. You should be able to set a whole bunch of them up. So if I were to turn around and go, if Batty is injured, then I want to be able to change this formation to be a different one and then put different players in there. I would like that to be the case, but instead all you can really do is lock in who you want to stay in there, and then anyone you don't want to stay in, you just kind of leave open and then hope. Clive Wilson on loan. We got some big players on loan here. Colin Clark, 2-2 already. Excellent player. Just we need excellenter players. David Weir as well, on loan at Charlton. I think this will be the last time we loan him out, because I think he's going to do a job for us next season. Decent first division player already. Yeah, he's going to be one to look for. Gareth Southgate as well. He's going to be in and around the team. Batistuta wants to leave, and the club are angry at me for not letting him leave. I want to win, so I'm keeping him. Don't know what you guys think about that, but Batistuta is going to be our pressing forward, and then Alan Shearer as the poacher. Wait, come on. Why have you not got a star rating there? Alan Shearer, there we go. And then we've got Oliver Bierhoff, Rod Wallace, Fabrizio Ravanelli. They're going to be coming in to replace if they get injured. We do also have incoming Stan Collymore, although I am sending him back out loan straight away. 18 years old, 6'2", 13, 11, and 14 on strength, jumping, reach, and heading. Already going to be a good player. And we are also getting this guy in, hopefully, just as a backup that isn't a youth player learning kind of thing. Somebody that can actually come in as a sub and do some damage. Yes, so what does it say for us this season? 7th. Us and Aston Villa, 7th place. Now, 7th place typically gets Europe. So for this season, we are wanting Europe. Now, the first game of the season has gone ahead. Luton versus West Brom, which was 5-3, I think. Tony Cascarino, what a legend. 1 goal in 19 for Ireland. Well, he's got 2 on the opening day here. So yes, let us hope that this season is a little bit more successful than the previous ones. And with that, we finish the season in 5th place. Absolutely fantastic. Look at Gabriel Batistuta, 36 goals. We're going to go straight onto the squad screen here. 36 goals in 41 starts. That's what I'm talking about. Alan Shearer, 25, got 14 assists, which is, what was that, 39, 42. So Batistuta just about outdid him. But still very, very good from Alan Shearer. He is unhappy. He wants to leave to improve his chances of getting into the national setup. Oh, that's not good. Well, hopefully getting into Europe. We've got the UEFA Cup next season. Hopefully that will make him want to stay. We've got European competition. Speaking of, 78 points, 4th, 5th and 6th. We have the same goal difference as Arsenal. God's sake. As a Spurs fan, typical. I should also say as well, we have that, but our last game of the season, Spurs beat me 3-1. Not good. So if we had won that, or even just got a point, we would have been in the Champions League. But I digress. We're in Europe, which is the main thing. Batistuta, 30 league goals. Can't beat Ian Rush, 34, in his prime. Right, so for the rest of it, Colin Clark got 29. Teddy Sheringham got 19 on loan at... Oh, no, he's leaving. I forgot about that, yeah. Danny Wallace, he's on loan. Hopefully they'll want him. 14 and 13, that's pretty good from him. Stan Collymore, 13 goals at the age of 18, now 19. Oscar Dercic, we brought him in just as cover, but he's got 11 goals and 11 starts. Excellent cover. Davor Suker has not done great. I think we'll have him in next season as a replacement, a sub. 16 assists from Lee Dixon. Fantastic. And now he wants to leave in order to get into the national setup. Dennis Irwin, 15 assists. Yep, they're doing the job. Clive Wilson brought him in on loan. Mostly didn't play, which is fine. Dan Petrescu, the youngster. Yeah, he's getting in there. He'd be a nice reserve right back. Philip Koku. Philip Koku played a lot. Awesome. Well, this is the setup now, I guess, we're going to be going with. I've got to work all summer to try and make Alan Shearer happy, because I really don't want to lose him for nothing. But we are starting to now kick on. Maybe having Europe next season. So, hopefully, the board have given us a nice... But nope. I don't think we've got our budget yet, to be fair. So, hopefully a little bit more than that. But, yes, hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. We're going to continue on until we get to modern day. We are currently in 2027, which means we're in 1990, I believe. Anyone interesting coming through? Kevin Phillips. One of my favourite strikers of all time. I did not know he was in Southampton, because he joins Sunderland and becomes a star at Sunderland. And I'm pretty sure in a Premier League season of 38 games, he scored 30 goals and got the Golden Boot. Yeah, we're going to make a striker out of him. He's already got 13 finishing, 15 acceleration. Composure 12, off the ball 12. Nice. Where's Niall Quinn? Can I pair him with Niall Quinn and have the proper Sunderland strike force? Actually, the one thing we will do as well, let's check on Man United's youth team, because at some point. Here we go. Paul Scholes. Say the class of '92. Do they call them? We got Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes. Don't recognise any of the other ones. Kevin Pilkington, I do. I remember him being a goalkeeper. Nice. Okay, so we're starting to get a few more players through now that we recognise. Jamie Redknapp in the Liverpool team. I love him as a player. Dominic Matteo. Nice. So this is where we're going to really surge on and get all these nice wonder kids in here. So thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I will see you soon with a new episode. Bye-bye.